What's fantastic about education at Imperial College is that from day one, our students join a community within their department where every member, that's from the undergraduate through to the professor, are working together to try and generate new knowledge and solve problems.
Based on my experience in high school with my teachers, I honestly thought it was going to be very scary anytime I would have to approach any of the lecturers, mainly because Imperial has such established academics who you can assume they're going to be very busy, but it's much different to what I was expecting.
Starting out at university, I didn't really have much help with how to network and preparing for applications, especially in the first term of university when there's so much else going on and it's just a lot to take in, really.
I think that there's a real difference in the relationship between students and staff at university compared to at secondary school, in that collaboration is more encouraged here at university. There's more opportunity for students and staff to learn from each other rather than it being kind of like a hierarchy where students are just there to learn and staff are there to teach. And it's great because it really makes you feel valued as a student and it makes you feel more part of the community.
I'm a bit afraid to ask questions, but in fact, in real life, all the lecturers are really approachable and really friendly.
It's developing a relationship where staff and students are working together. So it's not just traditional master and apprentice type model or the expert and the student, but actually where we're trying to work together to discover new knowledge through joint activities. And we do that by involving students in the design and the development of our educational programmes themselves through things like the Student Shapers Initiative.
I'm personally quite passionate about working with students directly. For a start, I just think it's more interesting to do it that way. We work with students all the time, and I think it's therefore important that we're getting their ideas, their thoughts, the things that they think matter into the daily work that we're doing.
So working together with students, especially where they come from many different disciplinary backgrounds on, for example, one module, it's really quite important to make sure that they blend together quite nicely and students learn from each other to make it more fun and something that you can really tangibly access. So I'm really keen to make sure that students bring in their lived experiences of the topic and that they can really translate that in their daily lives.
Working with the students has been great. It's really made me think about the way that we're collaborating and working and what we're actually delivering. It is for the students. So hearing what they have to say, what they think, has been really useful in my approach to the work that we're doing, and I think the wider team as well.
It's really emphasised this kind of closeness of Imperial, even though it may sometimes feel like departments are doing different things. Ultimately, everything is connected.
Working together with the students now really has unlocked a lot of understanding about the other things going on in students' lives and how they can fit and mould their education and learning into that life.
In terms of reconfigure the pupil-teacher relationship, I found out it's really easy to communicate and collaborate with them. And I know that, especially after the Student Shaper program, it really made me realize how important that student-centered based learning is at Imperial and for education in general.
What we found really is a way to put forward our educational program together with the students, creating it step by step so that the content is really designed by, with and for the students, with them at the centre of everything.
They've definitely come up with ideas that I would never have thought of, which is lovely to see. And it's already, I think, making that difference to the way that we think about the kind of work that we do in this particular space.
Working on this Student Shaper project has allowed me to grow immensely, and one of the things I really appreciate about working with staff is that we're actually being trusted with a lot of responsibility. So we've had to liaise between academics who are at a very high level in the department, which is something I'd never done before. And I feel like our opinions are taken on board very readily, which is, again, something I did not expect. But in this Student Shaper project, I feel like we're being treated more like colleagues, which is really great because I feel like it's a two-way relationship rather than a one-way relationship where we're being told what to do.
I think it's important to be a two-way process. It's important for students to reflect and to express what they think is important to learn. Staff cares about what they teach, what they deliver, and they cares about what kind of person students become.
Students care about what they learn, and they really want to work hard to improve the learning, not only for themselves, but also for others.
There are many great things happening across the college, and I think being at university, you really want to make your mark and somehow positively influence the university in some way before leaving.
We get feedback every year from students. We do an annual survey, but we really wanted to hear from the student voice itself. So working with Hannah and Ben has been fantastic because they're getting involved, they're showing us really what's going on, what the thoughts are.
You know, any student who goes to Imperial should be able to kind of aspire to any career they want to, and their background shouldn't have a role in what careers they can and can't do.
Our students at Imperial are an incredibly talented bunch. They bring a whole lot of skills with them, and they bring a lot of awareness actually about the opportunities that new media and new ways of interacting can bring to education as well. So not only do we want to engage with our students in discovering subject knowledge, but also we want to benefit from their insights as people who are experiencing our educational offering, but also as people who've got really great ideas of ways to innovate in terms of how we deliver that educational offering. And that's one of the reasons that we try to find opportunities to work with our students, for example, through the Student Shapers programme.